Hi, I'm Theo Gilbert-Jamison with Performance Solutions by Design, and I'm an author, keynote speaker, and executive coach. And in this segment, I'm sharing my top 10 questions about our executive coaching program. And by the end of this session, hopefully you'll have a better understanding of how a program like this could significantly benefit you professionally and rapidly accelerate your career. So let's get started. At one point or another, you may have had an opportunity to consider hiring an executive coach. And this high level of coaching can provide you with a great opportunity for development, but you just might not be familiar with it. So here are my top 10 most frequently asked questions about executive coaching. Question 1, what the heck is an executive coach? Well, an executive coach is a qualified professional that works with individuals, usually executives, but often high potential managers, to help them gain self-awareness, clarify goals, achieve their development objectives, and unlock their potential, and also act as a sounding board. They are not consultants or therapists, although many may have this as a background, and they usually try to refrain from giving advice or solving their clients' problems. Instead, they ask questions to help executives clarify and solve their own problems. Question 2, what do executive coaches do? Well, executive coaches provide a confidential and supportive sounding board for their clients. They ask questions, challenge assumptions, help achieve clarity, provide resources, and yes, sometimes with permission, provide a little advice. They also administer and help interpret 360-degree and behavioral assessments, conduct confidential interviews to help a client gain self-awareness, and establish development goals. Question 3, what's the background of most executive coaches? Well, most executive coaches are either retired C-level executives, consultants, or former human resources or learning and development professionals, and there are also many accredited programs developed to help professionals acquire their certification in this field. Question 4, who on earth hires an executive coach? Well, in the past, companies hired executive coaches to come in and fix those broken executives. However, today, most companies hire executive coaches as a way to invest in their top executives and high potential leaders. It's no longer a stigma to have a coach, but it's actually a status symbol. And while executives can hire their own coaches initially, or usually the CEO, business owner, or human resources will recommend a coach to an executive as part of their executive development program. And the person receiving the coaching could be newly promoted, facing a number of challenges, or getting groomed for a larger role. And yes, sometimes coaches are still hired to correct behavioral issues and help leaders resolve interpersonal conflicts. Question 5, what does the typical coaching process look like? Well, there are many variations. Executive coaching usually involves a series of phases, starting with an assessment, goal setting, and development planning. The process then progresses through the development plan to periodic check-ins with the executive's manager. And the process is over when the development goals are achieved or when the coach or pupil decides that it should stop. And the typical duration of a coaching engagement is 6 to 12 months. Question 6, are coaching conversations confidential? The answer is yes. However, if the organization is paying for the coaching services, they may receive periodic status updates, but nothing else is shared without the participant's permission. Question 7, where does executive coaching happen? Face-to-face is ideal, given that so much communication is nonverbal, and face-to-face time always helps in building rapport. However, it's becoming common to coach virtually, over the phone, or by video chat. Question 8, when should you not hire an executive coach? Well, let's start with this. An executive or manager should hire a coach if they feel and believe they need coaching, if they are interested in feedback, and if they believe that they need and want to improve. As I've stated earlier, executive coaching should not be used as a last effort to attempt to fix a failing executive who is already on their way out the door. And it shouldn't be used when an executive isn't in the appropriate level with the organization to justify the cost of coaching. And of course, the executive's manager should also be working with the executive. Simply put, coaching should not be a way to outsource leadership challenge. Question 9. Where do I find an executive coach? Right here! Just kidding. There are many ways to find an executive coach. However, word of mouth referrals from other executives are often the best source. In fact, many of the most successful coaches, they don't even have to advertise. Remember, when selecting an executive coach, chemistry is most important. So it's best to interview and find someone that's the right fit for you. And question 10, our final question: how can I learn more about your executive coaching program? Well, all you have to do is contact me by email to schedule a time to talk. And guess what? You'll get a complimentary initial coaching session. In closing, if your organization makes coaching available to leaders, it's definitely worth your while to give it a try. It may help strengthen leadership skills and executive presence in ways you will never imagine. So if you have more questions or you're interested in our executive coaching program, simply contact me today by email and schedule an informational call. It would be our sincere pleasure to assist you.